Hey, welcome back to the podcast, episode number 17 of Random Ear Candy. I think you're going to like what we have in store for today. Today I have Sweet Pea.
Hey, y'all.
I have French Fry.
What's up, dudes?
And Pop-Tart.
Sup?
And we also have a special guest on the show that I think y'all might want to stick around for. So, you ready to have a conversation?
Yep.
Yeah, why not?
Let's do it. Okay. Well, would our special guests like to make their appearance?
Yes, they would. I'm here. I'm back.
Yay, it's Chip. Hi, Chip.
Hello. How are y'all doing?
We're doing great.
Fantastic.
Now that you're here.
How have y'all made do without me?
Oh, it's still
We
been
haven't.
good.
That's
We've been getting
It's
along.
been
That's the
good.
main question that needs to be asked today on this
We've
podcast.
been limping along.
How did
It's been rough.
Random Ear Candy even function and continue on without me being here?
I think that the guys did a good job.
Okay, so this is what's going to tell the truth. How have the numbers been? Where's the downloads and everything at? Because I've been away for a long time.
Well,
Had to do a lot of work. Hadn't been around.
The
Stayed at
beginning
about
of-
20 to 30 a day.
the beginning of October was really good, and then it dropped, and then this
Really?
past episode, the previous episode, was really, really good.
Really? So hold on.
It was like almost
the
a
month
record.
of October dropped.
Don't flatter
Hold
yourself.
on. So I'm seeing.
I know where you're going.
I'm seeing a pattern here.
Oh, my word.
I leave the show.
Uh-huh.
I leave the podcast, and the numbers tank.
I think you're reading more into this
There's
than you should.
anticipation of me coming back at the end of October, beginning of November, and the numbers skyrocket. So I think from this,
I really think they probably thought, oh, this is the last one we'll get to hear without
I
Chip.
think-
Let's hurry and
I
listen.
think if
That's
you,
what I was thinking.
It is a good point, Sweet Pea.
Okay, I think if you put all this information together and think about it, it all points to the numbers are fixing to skyrocket because I'm back.
We'll see.
I'm here. I'm back.
The facts will be in the
we're
data.
fixing to have record-breaking
I'll let
numbers.
you know.
All right. No, really, for real, it is great to be back, and it was very sad being away.
It was.
As
We missed you.
Sweet Pea, Pickle, Pop-Tart, and French Fry tried to do this without me. I give them an E for effort.
I think we did good.
We did
I
do it
haven't-
without you.
I haven't heard the content. I did hear some of y'all's titles and content, what it was going to be about. I haven't listened to it, but I think y'all did good. Y'all did,
Yeah,
y'all
we
did
got
good.
along.
We
Y'all-
made
y'all
it.
did good. All right, what you got for us today?
I have this day in history.
Go for it.
On October 31st, in 1860, Juliette Lowe, the founder of the Girl Scouts, was born.
Thank you, Juliette Lowe, for Girl Scout peanut butter cookies.
For being born.
I
And
just
for
want
mint
to
chocolate
thank her
chip.
for the Samoas and the Thin Mints.
Yeah, not the peanut
not
butter.
the peanut butter.
Peanut butter are nasty.
Peanut butter
Nasty.
all the way.
Peanut butter in
100.
general is gross.
Do we know? Okay.
Hold on, I'm inserting a huge eye roll right here.
They can't see you, so it doesn't count.
Yeah, only we can see you.
Unfortunately. Okay, 1864. Nevada became the 36th state to join the U.S.
Happy birthday, Nevada.
Yeah, welcome.
Happy birthday.
You're young.
Happy birthday.
Who?
Nevada.
Nevada's
How old
young.
is Nevada? What was the
I
date?
don't know. I can't do math like that. 1864.
1864, so 1964 would have been 100. Then 2004 would be 140, 180. 2024 would be 180.
They're only
just-
like 180
They're part of
years
us,
old.
so that's what counts.
So we're like we at 178.
Yeah.
Is it my math
178
right?
Yeah,
years
probably
old.
about that.
Don't ask me.
I'm impressing myself.
Well,
Watch you be completely
change
wrong.
any minute.
You might be wrong.
Somebody's probably
Okay.
going to call me out on that and say my math was off or incorrect.
Yeah, we had someone have to correct us over the last podcast, so episode, whatever.
I didn't hear about that.
It was the polar bears. There are polar bears in Alaska.
Well, I thought we.
Oops.
Okay, 1926. Magician Harry Houdini died of gangrene and peritonitis resulting from a ruptured appendix.
He was that
That's why
magician
He
dude.
should have never let that dude punch him in the stomach.
I know, he was so cool.
You knew
Harry
him?
was.
Was Harry the Houdini the one that would like be thrown in the water, handcuffed,
Yeah.
and escape?
Yeah, he was kind of crazy. He was
Probably the biggest name in magic and deception
Well, if you put it that
World.
way.
No, seriously.
Penn and Teller.
Huh? No, but I mean, like, Houdini, like, invented
Yeah, he
magic.
was. He's a legend.
Houdini even sounds like a magical name.
It does.
But, yeah.
So does
I wonder if that was his real
ear
name.
candy. That sounds
I
magical.
wonder if Houdini was his. Maybe that was just his stage name. I wouldn't be surprised.
Probably so.
Okay, moving on. 1941, Mount Rushmore was declared complete after 14 years of work.
Yay.
At the time, the 60-foot bust of U.S. Presidents George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Theodore Roosevelt, and Abraham Lincoln were finished. They were 60 feet tall. That's
Each?
big. That's a big
Imagine
thing to
having
create.
your face being plastered across the mountain.
You know what I've always kind of wondered? Why did those presidents get picked for Mount Rushmore?
I could have
Like,
applied
out
to
of
have
Well-
any other president, I mean,
Wasn't George Washington our first president?
What's the history behind
They
that?
probably-
So,
Well, George Washington was the first, and that's
I figure there's history,
It's a
like
marker.
why certain ones.
Abraham
like,
Lincoln was like freed the slaves,
yeah.
They probably put in applications.
or did he did something like that?
Yeah, he did.
He was something. He did something
He did.
miraculous, and then I'm sure the other ones did too. I don't know them.
Well, we didn't do the research
Thomas
on that,
Jefferson
so
did
maybe
something.
someone can let us know.
Or maybe
1952, the U.S. detonated its
Maybe
first
not.
hydrogen bomb. 1952, the U.S.
Hold on,
detonated.
what just happened?
Pop Tart was trying
Pop
to
Tart
talk.
had a comment.
I was
Sweet
ready
Pea
to
just
move
blazed on through.
Sweet Pea said, "Fooey on Pop Tart's comment."
I'm done with that.
All right. So what was your whole thing? I didn't even hear it.
Well, I got
Something about a
confused. I was trying
bomb.
to talk about the bomb, and I called it the barn.
Hydrogen barn.
In 1952, the U.S. detonated its first hydrogen bomb. Bomb, not barn. There were no flying cows and
Hey.
horses.
Get yourself together
Oh, I know.
now.
I gotta stop.
All right. So hydrogen bomb goes boom, and what
Yeah,
year?
1952.
1952.
okay, that's pretty gnarly.
Any survivors?
I don't know. I don't know the history behind it. I'm sure
Okay.
there's more stuff we could have talked about. But
All right.
This was all that was on the sheet of paper I was handed
Interesting.
Hey.
Interesting.
by French Fry.
Or unscripted?
I still think my favorite is thank you, Miss whoever you were, for Girl Scouts and peanut butter cookies.
Miss Juliette Lowe.
Thank you,
Mint
Miss
chocolate chip cookies.
Lowe. Thank you.
Yeah.
She's
All right.
alive. She's not alive anymore.
Okay.
Right?
Now,
Is she?
Okay.
I don't know. No one's. You know what? French Fry did not include that on here, and I'm guessing if she was born in 1860,
Oh,
it's
18?
highly
I thought it was
unlikely she's
19.
I
still
didn't
alive.
even get a thank you for all this
She
research.
would be ancient.
All right, moving on. What is on the table for today's conversation?
Well, I'm really excited about it. French Fry actually came up with this topic, and he did all the research for it.
Yours truly.
It is weirdest jobs, and let me tell you, there are some doozies on here.
I wonder if one of my previous past jobs made the list.
Well,
Probably
I can think
not.
of two that should have.
Probably not. That'll be a conversation for another day.
Cleaning toilets,
Okay, well, I guess it's a conversation.
driving
for the day.
caskets.
Empty caskets.
When you say cleaning toilets, I mean, hopefully everybody cleans their toilets.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
not for a
I know.
full-time job.
Listen, just
I
any
know
kind of
some
toilet.
people who
I-
only clean them when they're made to.
I didn't go to people's houses and clean people's toilets.
He cleaned toilets used by pretty much everyone in the area.
Ew.
All right.
Public.
Okay.
Again, conversation for
Work
another day.
bodies.
Okay.
What you got?
These jobs, all of these things came from www.careeraddict.com/strange jobs. The first job is dog food taster.
Okay, yuck.
Of course,
Okay.
they get paid. Like,
You know what? This makes me think of that game, the Jelly Bean game.
Yeah.
What is that called? What's
being
that?
boozled.
Bean Boozle. Remember the dog food flavored one? All I can think of is if dog food really tastes like that, those people
You've never
need to be
actually
paid
tasted
a
real dog
lot
food?
more
I've
than what they're
tasted dog
paid.
food.
You've
Does
never
it say
tasted real
how
dog
much-
food?
Actually, no, I do not
Are you
eat
serious?
dog food.
How?
I had a cousin, and I will not even going to mention their name.
I think I know.
We're not going to mention no names, but I had a cousin who would walk around with a cup of
Oh, yeah.
dog food
Ew.
and eat dog food like you were eating M&Ms out of a cup.
That's when he was little, though,
It still happened.
right?
It still happened.
Okay, well, listen to this dog food taster job. So it says that dog food tasters are used to ensure the food that's prepared for dogs is of high quality and taste. Dog food tasters work with all types of dog foods and treats, and on average, they make about $40,000 a
That's
year.
Not
substantial.
bad for a single person.
So-
like,
Y'all,
Does-
I don't feel like that's enough money.
Does that require a degree to go taste dog food?
I don't know.
Go to
I
college
mean,
for
I
your
wouldn't
dog
think
food taste.
so.
And my other question that's in my head right now is, at what point in your life
I
do you
know.
decide, you know what? I think I want to go taste dog food for a
It
living.
kind of makes me think of the story of the prodigal son when he was driven to like eating the pig's slop.
It's like
Yeah, but he didn't
mean,
get paid to
it's
do
like
that.
okay,
I
I'm
know,
going.
but he was desperate.
It's
Maybe you
like
have to
I'm
be
going to
desperate
call Purina and say, yeah, are y'all hiring for any more dog food testers?
because I have a craving.
Tasters? That's crazy.
I have this problem.
Are y'all ready to hear
That's
number
weird.
2?
That's
I don't
Or are
know.
y'all still traumatized by number 1?
no. I mean,
I have a new
but
job.
if you think about it, how would you ever know? Like, because if you watch commercials or if you see commercials about, it's always thrown like a taste your dog will love. But if you
Guess they
think,
know.
but if you think about that, how would they know?
I know.
put
Maybe
a-
dogs really hate
Put
the
several flavors in front of your dog, whichever one they choose.
I mean, I guess I would
Yeah,
think
they might do that, actually.
I
Who
guess in the
knows?
past I would never thought of a human tasting dog food, that maybe you would have had. You know, you can have a panel of humans to taste food. I guess I really thought that maybe you had a panel of dogs.
Of dogs, different breeds.
then
That
whatever-
makes sense to me.
can you imagine people are making new food and they bring a dog on to taste it to see if we'll like
Well,
it?
I mean, you could put something
Well,
from.
of course, then you have some dogs who will literally eat just about anything.
Yeah, humans do too, obviously.
Yeah, apparently, right? All right.
that's
The
crazy.
next job is odor sniffer.
I think I've heard of this.
There's a multi-billion-dollar fragrance industry making all types of perfumes, deodorants, cosmetic products, and they hire odor sniffers who make sure that the product smells nice and also determine and confirm how long the fragrance lasts.
Okay,
Get
look,
this.
that doesn't sound
Wait.
too bad.
I know. Listen to how much they make: $20 to $25 an hour.
It's not
Yeah, this-
bad.
this-
I know,
doesn't
to
sup-
smell something that probably smells good.
This doesn't surprise me, and it actually reminds me of something I had seen in the past. But there's actually companies who will try to create the nastiest smells they can think of.
Ew, I don't want to be that odor sniffer.
But somebody has to be in that role to see if it smells accurate.
Can you imagine? You roll
Yeah.
up in your Rolls Royce to a party and people are like, so what do you do? Well, I just create
Sniff deodorant sticks.
no,
Yeah,
I
but-
create the worst smells on the planet.
Armpit smell or something. Who knows?
There
if you're
are-
the mom
are-
of 3
yeah.
boys, you probably kind of have an idea of what this is like anyway.
Except for me.
You know, with these weird jobs, I wonder how do you apply for these? Like, where's this job industry at?
And do you,
Deodorantsniffers.com.
like the previous job, do you have to have a degree? Can you just walk up in there and be like, I'm ready to
Like,
sniff?
what experience are they looking for? Are they looking for any experience?
I don't know.
Do you have experience in sniffing odors? Well, as a matter of fact, yeah.
Number 3. Y'all, this one's so sweet. Professional snuggler.
That's me.
What in the world?
I volunteer.
So how's that work?
Excuse me, I'm the only one who can professionally snuggle.
Okay,
How's that work?
I still volunteer because I like to snuggle.
Well, it depends on what they make.
Professional snugglers offer comfort to people who feel lonely.
Me,
depressed,
hold on. That's me 100%.
I'm not done. Have medical problems or have suffered severe past traumatic events.
How much do they make?
It's
That's all I'm
not
worried about.
difficult. It says that you can get paid $20 to $40 an hour.
I'm applying right now.
No, so
I don't think you would be very good at it.
I actually knew about
You have
this
to
one.
do it with strangers. You have to snuggle strangers.
I knew about this one.
As long as they have long
I did
deodorant.
too.
I knew about this one,
I didn't.
and when I read about this, it's been a long time ago that I read about this, but there was actually some controversy on this because, I mean, it could be highly inappropriate.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, if you are a professional snuggler at this company, and I mean, put it bluntly, you're snuggling with all kind of people, and sometimes
situations.
you didn't even have a choice. I mean, if that was your job as a snuggler, you didn't have a choice. If somebody wanted to come in and be snuggled, I mean, that's actually kind of gross and kind of weird.
Can you imagine having to tell people that job title?
I'm a professional. I'm a professional snuggler.
You're not certified.
Yes,
Yeah.
I am.
Do you have your certificate?
Yeah.
His marriage
I am-
certificate.
I have been sweet.
Oh, okay.
I have a sweet pea certification.
Moving on.
Never mind.
Would y'all like to know more?
Going no.
I mean, if the offer's there.
Going to the opposite end of the spectrum. Number 4 is professional mourner.
What's a mourner?
Oh, I heard about that actually a while
mourn.
back.
Somebody who cries and feels sorry.
I was actually listening to the Tim Hawkins podcast a couple of weeks ago, and he actually mentioned that. And that was really interesting, I found out.
I thought it was
about
really
having
interesting.
a professional.
They
being
pay
a professional
people,
to
you can
mourn?
be paid to come to funerals if there's
Yeah,
no
if
one that
there's-
shows
Mourn
up.
for no
You
reason.
serious?
If no one
Listen,
shows
I'm
up,
gonna-
you can apply, like, you can, like,
Wait, Sweet Pea has
I'm
the
going to tell y'all
details.
about it. In some cultures, you can hire professional mourners, and it's not unusual in these cultures. Obviously, not ours. When an important person dies but has no friends, the family will hire professional mourners to participate in the funeral ceremony. The goal is to enhance the reputation of the deceased, and you can make anywhere from $40 to $100. Well, that's per session, not per hour. I mean, it'd be a good
$40
side
per
income.
session, yeah.
Still, isn't
mean,
that
hey.
kind of deceiving?
And you get to participate in the post-funeral eating ceremony.
Hey,
so that's a
got me.
Oh,
bonus.
that's the best part.
Is that kind of deceitful though?
no, not if you tell people.
Do you think somebody really can have the frame of mind to walk in somewhere and not know someone and make themselves mourn over that person?
I
Or do you
cannot
think?
do
Hello?
that.
Have you heard of Hollywood?
Or
They're
do
just
you
filling
think,
in a
no.
seat.
So look, that's my question. Do you think it's more of just an act and a put on?
It's gotta be.
But they're not really mourning.
No,
they're
they're
just
not really
filling a
sad.
seat just to get paid.
So it is deceitful.
It is.
No, not if you tell them. Not if you say, "Look, I'm just here to
If
get
you're
paid."
acting like you're mourning over someone and you're not, then that's you're living out
Well,
a lie.
that's not even that's not a controversy here. They're just
It's
this
a
is what they do.
controversy for me.
Well, then don't do it. Stick with snuggling.
I don't
go
think
to
I'm
mourning.
going into that
If
profession.
they get the meals, then I might have to consider that.
I mean, that would be the only thing that was worth it. I mean, did the local people have a potluck? And
I think you would be better at professionally mourning than professionally snuggling Pickle.
I
Yeah.
agree,
Yeah.
It's more
agree.
up his alley.
100%.
All right, number 5, y'all. This would be cool. A professional line stander. I don't mean to do. I mean, it would be cool to have sometimes.
What? A lion?
Yeah, someone to stand in line for you.
Oh, I thought you said a lion stander.
Is that
Not
for real?
lion, line.
No matter what line it is.
It's for real. You can hire someone to wait in line for you if there's a long line, like Black Friday or whatever.
But they have to then follow you around wherever
do
you go.
Do you think
No,
Disney?
it's just a placeholder.
Do you think Disney World would accept that?
I don't know.
Or
But
how do you think the other people in line would feel about that?
well, they won't have to know. There's no way they
They're
would have
gonna
to
find
know.
out
They
if you
would
walk
know.
all the way up to the front when it's your turn.
If I hire somebody to stand in line for me and they get all the way up to the gate to get on the ride, and then all of a sudden I go swap places so I
Hey,
can
you're
get on the
swapping
ride?
places. You're not adding an
they're-
extra person.
Yeah, it's not
I
like
mean,
they're
look,
adding.
It's still the same amount
You're
of people.
paying for it. It's like the people who pay for the fast pass.
I don't see what the
there,
problem would
or whatever
be.
they call it.
I guess if I was in the audience,
If you didn't
and I
know,
saw that happen, I would think somebody was cutting in line.
Yeah, if you didn't know it was, you just explained to them, "Look, I'm paying
Listen to
this
what
dude."
they make. You can make $1,000 a week.
That's not bad.
I know.
Whoa. I might have to apply.
I mean, seriously. Better than some things. Hey, I'd rather do that than be a dog food taster.
That's interesting. I never didn't know that. Never heard of that.
I didn't either. Okay, here's another interesting one. Fortune cookie writer. Somebody's got to do it.
Cookie writer.
Yeah.
I thought they couldn't like machines do it.
It's freelancers or in-house writers who come up with creative and
be
interesting
a neat
fortunes
job.
for
But
fortune cookies.
But you know what I also read once?
What?
I also read that some of those get recycled
I'm sure they do.
over a period of time.
Yeah, but
that
they have to
they
come up
let-
with new ones eventually.
They let a certain amount of time lapse, and then some of the same ones start putting back
But think
in.
about all the restaurants that use those. I mean, there's a lot of those restaurants, so
Every
you can make
Chinese buffet.
you can make about 40,000 a year. It could be a little side income.
isn't that
Hey,
great.
side income. It can't take
Hey,
that
if
long to
you're
come up with
single-
fortune cookie sayings. I feel like I could do it.
You could literally do a Google search.
That'd be cheating.
It's not cheating. I mean, you're not taking a test.
No. Number 7. You can get paid to be a human statue.
What is it?
I think we kind of see this down in the French
Yeah.
Quarters.
Yeah, so we live in South Louisiana, right about an hour from New Orleans, and this is a really popular thing. Street, it kind of
Mimes.
goes in the same,
it's mimes.
kind of the same thing as all your street performers. Mm-hmm. And there'll be statues. I've even seen, you can watch some YouTube videos where random people will go up to these statues and try to make these statues laugh and blink and all these kind of things. So,
Yeah.
does it say what it pays? Because I think that would be so
Yeah.
random.
It does. You're going to be shocked, I think.
Really?
You earn roughly $100 an hour
Really?
just by standing still.
Yeah.
But I'm guessing you probably don't.
Who pays you?
Might
Like,
not
where
be
do you get the money
consistent
from?
work.
well, in New Orleans, it actually goes, you're
thought
out
it-
there performing for a crowd.
Yeah, I
so,
thought you get like people can tip you if they
Well,
want
that's
to.
just like a self-employment thing,
Yeah.
but this is an actual position
But
that
I
you can be
thought-
hired. Listen,
where
you
would the
can be
money come from?
hired to do this. The position title states you are a live mannequin draped in paint or clothes. Some retailers will hire a human statue to model apparel or add some uniqueness to their business, and some will pay handsomely for it.
So not like
Just
the
to
French
stand
Quarters where you
still.
go sit on public, probably like
Well,
a
I guess
store or something.
Yeah.
that would
a
work because then you
store.
could change like the pose,
Mm-hmm.
like without having to buy a new mannequin.
I would be curious to know a little bit more about that because I've never seen anything. I wonder if that's more of like high end
Yeah, I know. I've never seen
clothing
anything like that
lines or
either.
something like that.
You've never been to Gucci.
I've never seen anything with my lifestyle and my income level. I've never
Vuitton.
seen, even where I live, I've never seen anything
But
like
hey,
that.
$100 an hour. But you might only get to do it for
Yeah.
like 3
But
hours.
shit.
Who knows?
I'm at $300 though.
If it's a human
$300 a day
statue,
is the magic number.
you might not notice that it's a statue.
Then what?
If they have like that, you've seen like people like have those mannequin.
You're saying those
Suits
mannequins that
on.
we think are not
Yeah.
real might be real people?
Yeah, you just might pass by and think that it's just a normal mannequin, but it might be a real human.
Hadn't thought of that.
Maybe so.
Here's an interesting one y'all probably never considered. A paper towel sniffer.
What in the world?
There are
Why?
people who
Before or
get
after they're
paid.
used?
Why?
Well, let me see. Okay, let's just read what it says. Let's be honest, the most important thing for you when purchasing 6 rolls of paper towel is their aroma. Obviously, sarcasm.
That's not why I buy paper towel.
But there are new heroes out there who will ensure that paper towel manufacturers produce high quality products without a putrid smell. The paper towel sniffer. Not all heroes wear capes, but if you enjoy sniffing pieces of paper, you could earn $52,000 a year.
That's from it.
That's
It
not
doesn't
bad.
really say
52,000?
why. I guess they're going to make sure it
I-
doesn't smell bad.
I bought quite a few paper towels in my lifetime, and I've never known them to have a smell.
Maybe
That's good. They're doing
the
their
reason
job.
they're doing their job. Maybe some of them do if they're bad. Like if bad,
Yeah,
if
throw
there's
'em
bad
out.
paper
They probably
towels.
gotta take them home for free.
So are we smelling to get a pleasant smell? Or are we smelling so we don't
To not
have
have a smell.
I think you're smelling to prevent a smell.
Oh,
That would be my
I thought
guess.
maybe there was a brand of paper towel out there.
I've never had a paper
with
towel that
an
smelled like
aroma.
anything
Yeah.
but paper.
Did you
I-
listen to toilet paper?
I hope not, because I don't
Lavender.
want to go grab a paper towel to put my sandwich on and then it smelled like lavender and
Ew,
flowers.
I know,
You
that would be
what I'm saying?
gross.
But yeah, I've never heard of that one either. Surprise to me.
I thought it was funny. Number 9. This one makes sense. A golf ball diver. Did y'all know about that?
I mean, I
So-
thought they just
Yeah, I
drained the
did.
pond.
I think I
I
did
don't
know about that.
I guess I didn't know it was a professional job.
It is.
There are people that I know definitely do it for a hobby.
Mm-hmm.
They will get permission to go on golf courses
They go and sell them.
and to the ponds and scuba gear. And
Right. Kind of
the
like
owners-
frisbee golf.
The owners of the board of the golf course will let them go dive for golf balls. Did not know it was a professional job. Is it a professional job?
It is. It says golf ball divers are hired to retrieve balls and return them to the grounds to be cleaned and used again.
And I actually thought they had machines that did that.
They
So
might, but they
that-
also had used people, and you could make $200 a day.
That's a surprise to me.
That's nice.
I feel like they would get paid more.
Well, I'm sorry, but this is what they say.
Oh,
200
wow.
a day.
So do not go into golf ball diving.
Hey, I'm not. That's
Okay,
not.
it might be a good
I mean,
little
if you're
side
single,
income.
that's
Yes.
substantial.
It's not. I mean, it's not
Nothing to sneeze at
substantial, but
if a
It's not
teenager.
terrible.
Maybe a
Yes.
side job.
I wonder if you have to have all your diver certifications.
I'm
for
sure you
I would
do.
that. Sure you
imagine.
do.
Especially if you're going to
Just
professionally.
snorkel.
Yep.
I would think so. All right, here's a good one, y'all. Number 10, dog surfing instructor. Y'all hadn't thought of
yeah.
that one, have you?
I know that dogs can surf.
You always see those videos on YouTube of the cool dog surfing.
No, actually, I don't.
I've never seen a video of a dog surfing.
I've seen a dog on a wakeboard, but I've never seen one surfing.
I've seen them on like skateboards, but I've not seen them. Well, maybe once.
So is there
A
really
wakeboard, probably. I never seen one surf.
Is there really such a thing as a dog surfing school?
Well, it says professionals are paid to teach dogs and their owners to surf. And there are also instructors who teach dogs exclusively, and they earn about $13 an hour.
Oh, that's not very good.
Maybe a
You'd
good
have
side
to.
job.
I'd have to love dogs a lot more than I do now to be able to do that.
I have seen the videos of dogs on wakeboards, like kind of out there with their owners, or on the board with the owner, like under the owner's leg. Mm-hmm. But I guess I always just thought that was something that the owner taught the dog, and that you didn't have professional instructors for that.
It might be both.
Maybe.
Well,
Maybe so.
they have instructors, FYI. Number 11, professional paint dry watcher.
Okay.
You can get paid to watch paint dry. I just thought that was a joke people made.
How much do they make?
Okay. Oh, it doesn't say.
That's
French
disappointing.
Sorry, guys.
No.
Why are you thinking of a
So
new career path?
sad.
I mean, if it makes more
Oh,
than I
it's
make
not what
now.
y'all think, though. Okay, listen to this. Have you ever had a job that was about as fun as watching paint dry? There is a professional occupation that actually involves watching paint dry. The crux of the position is to paint sheets of cardboard and determine how the new paint mixes and the length of time it takes to dry. So you're kind of like grading paint, different types of paint. You're not like painting a whole room and then say, oh, let's sit and watch it dry.
You know, that reminds me of a very popular job in the in the manufacturing industry.
What?
Have you ever heard of a fire watch?
I mean, not the people
No.
that get in the fire tower and
No.
what?
No, so in like your big plants and everything, if you have a certain amount of people, if you have certain people welding or cutting on something, they have to have somebody that is certified to be there with them and just stand there and watch to make sure nothing catches on fire and all that.
Wow.
And then this is the interesting part when that welder leaves his job and they pick up all their tools and everything and they get through, that person that is the fire watch, he has to continue to stand there for another 30 minutes to make sure that nothing starts randomly just burning.
So
He just sits there and he just has to stare at whatever was worked on
Wow.
You know
for
what?
30 minutes.
He probably has skill standing still, so he could also apply part-time for a human statue.
Oh,
That's
maybe
true.
so. Maybe
Cool.
so.
Hadn't
double
thought of
shift.
that. Well, this next one is directly opposite the professional mourner. This says
Professional laugher.
well, maybe no. Okay, so maybe not directly opposite, but the occasion is the opposite. It's a fake wedding guest. There are people who hire other people to come be a fake wedding guest.
Is that just
Do
to
you
make
get
is that
to-
just to make the crowd look bigger, or what is that for?
Yeah, so the event seems populated, and the bride or groom or both can project a good reputation. So it's basically
You know what?
to affect how people
Phooey
view
on.
you.
Do they get to partake in the meal afterwards?
It doesn't say, and it also doesn't say how much they make.
You know, weddings are
French fry.
weddings are already so expensive, and I know in this day and time it's really popular when you figure your food for your wedding, you pay per guest. Mm-hmm. There's a number
Yeah.
associated with each head that's going to be there. Why would you bring in somebody you don't know,
I know.
another guest you don't know, and that's just extra cost and extra expense to you?
It
That's
seems crazy to me, too.
that's crazy.
I can't imagine it.
Unless you're somebody that's getting married that doesn't have anyone that doesn't have friends and family, and you
Justice
just
of the peace.
you want someone there though to just, I don't know, hang out with. I don't know.
I wouldn't want to hang out with
that's
strangers.
weird.
I'm sorry.
That's weird. I don't want nobody at my wedding that I don't know. I don't think.
Maybe you could become friends with them.
Maybe. Who knows?
All right, last one.
Last one.
Oh no.
Professional foreigner. It's a real thing.
How does that work?
These are professionals who are paid to put on a suit and shake hands with important businessmen. They are sometimes paid to attend real estate events, and they pose as foreigners and celebrities. Many of these individuals can make $1,000 a week for a particular assignment or event.
It's not bad.
I know.
Yeah, not too bad.
It's a professional.
That'd be interesting.
foreigner.
I think it would
part-time
be
job.
interesting.
I
You'd
wonder-
meet all kinds of
I wonder
people.
what the requirements are for that. Do you
I
think
don't know.
a second language is required?
Maybe, or probably a degree, maybe like a degree in communications or something. I don't know.
That sounds fun.
High school diploma.
High school diploma.
Well, that's all the weird jobs you had?
That's all the ones I have, but I did have one more suggested by my brother Glenn. He thought that we should include like the tasters for kings. And you know how like they may still do it, I don't know, but back in the day there used to be a professional taster who would taste the king's food first to see if it was poisoned or not.
Oh, yeah, for sure. For
I
sure.
know.
Probably have
That's
something
kind of
like
a
that for the
different job.
president.
And that's
Yeah.
kind of a risky job.
Well,
I
if the
mean,
president
You
gets
got to be
food,
willing to die.
if the president gets food that's made outside of the White House, they probably have people that go before him
Yeah,
and
you would
try
think
it.
so.
Or
It
do
probably
something
still
like that.
happens. I would think. I could see that still happening.
Well, I had we mentioned it earlier, but I personally had two kind of one not so weird. It's really kind of a common job, and then I did have one that's kind of weird. So I guess the first one would be I did used to clean and deliver porta potties,
Ew.
and a lot of people I get a lot of negative feedback off of that. one.
Somebody's got to do it, though.
Somebody's got to do it. Somebody's got to go there and suck them things out and clean them. But yeah, there was a lot of weird experiences tied in with that job
And discoveries,
The list
yes.
goes on and on and on. One of the weirdest things associated with that job that I used to actually look forward to, and this grosses a lot of people out, is I remember finding money in porta potties.
Yeah, wallets
And
and
people
stuff.
think, oh, that's weird. I would never touch that money. But let me tell you, you get that money and you spray a little bleach on it, put it in the sun, and let it dry. That money spends just as good as any other money.
So
I mean, hey,
do you
it's
remember-
probably
It buys hamburgers and Cokes all day long, and the person on the receiving end doesn't have to know where it came
every
from.
other dollar in your wallet's probably been through the same
So
experience.
do you remember like how much, like what's the max you found?
Oh, I found it was not uncommon to find $20 bills.
Whoa.
I'm having a different thought.
You
This
never
is
turned
more,
them, like you didn't turn them into the person above you.
Well, no, I mean, because
Like they didn't make
You're
you.
the one cleaning it. You're the
so
one
what
that
would
found it.
happen is you would go to these where an event had been, and you would have all these portable toilets
or a
there.
construction site.
Well, if an event happened at night, people would go in the portable toilets and make use of them. And I mean, without getting too descriptive, if your pants come down, bills or wallets or whatever can fall out.
You found a whole wallet.
And if it's dark in
Yeah.
there, yeah, I did actually. And if it's dark in there, when you go to pull your pants back up, you can't see. Cell phones with flashlights weren't a thing back then.
Oh, this
So-
is a long time
yeah,
ago.
it was dark in there.
Really. Anyway, all that being said,
I'd
you
be
would
panicky.
find money from time to time, and you always had a bleach bottle with you, and you spray that down, put it in the sun, let it dry. I'm telling you, you got lunch money for the day.
I have a different thought about this money. This gives me more incentive to not put money
Yeah.
anywhere near my face. Try not to
I know.
touch it. Wash your hands after
I
you
know.
touch it.
Money
You truly
is-
never know where money's
Guys,
been.
so listen, and this is no joke. So when you're thinking I found money, you're thinking I found money, okay, on the floor of the porta potty, and I did. But there were other areas in that porta potty that
Worse
you could
than the floor.
find money. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. All right, there were other places in the porta potty beside the
gotcha.
floor that you could find money.
We're
So
on the same way.
money is And I am sure I am not the only one that kept money out of those porta potties.
I'm sure you're not.
Money is disgustingly nasty.
Yeah,
right?
it is.
Extra protein.
Second weird job before we wrap this podcast up.
I want to say it.
What?
The casket company.
I did. I worked for a casket company, which
At the same time as the porta potty company.
Which does not seem, in itself, does not seem too weird.
You drove the car?
But I remember when I started, the guy I was training with, he's like, look, let me just let you know, when you deliver these caskets to these funeral homes, you always go in the back door, okay? You always go in the morgue section. He's like, you're going to see some things that you're probably not used to seeing. And, man, I'm sure you kind of know what that is. I mean, a morgue, bodies that have passed away. And sure enough, I mean, it was a little weird.
That sounds strange.
You go in and, sad to say, you really are just a number. I mean, there really are just a tag hanging from a toe.
Oh, that's terrible.
With bodies lined up on a wall. And yeah, I'm not going to talk about it too much because no disrespect to those bodies and people. But I did have a dream. That was the weirdest dream. So real quick story. I was working for this porta potty company and cleaning porta potties and doing everything with porta potties that you got to do. Mm-hmm. And then that was during the week. And on the weekends, I was delivering caskets to funeral homes. And as I've already spoken about, when you deliver this casket, you see
empty caskets.
You see bodies in the section of the morgue. So that was just something my brain was used to seeing. I'm cleaning toilets in the week and delivering caskets to a morgue on the weekends.
Yeah.
And I had this almost nightmare one night. And the dream was I was watching dead people in a swimming pool of raw sewage.
Ew, you combined your jobs.
Yeah, it was like a mixture of my jobs, and it scared me like really bad in my dream. But I remember walking by this swimming pool, and it was just dead people floating in.
That's very
all
creepy.
This sewage. You know, that's
very disturbing.
That's kind of a fitting story for end of the October.
I know.
Let's see, when this episode coming out?
Oh yeah, it's coming out on the 31st.
I should have put some new music in here.
Oh, dead bodies in raw sewage.
Ew.
Okay.
That's the wrong button.
We promised that this would stay a kid-friendly show. So
yeah, we don't want it to get too scary.
Let's keep it that way. It's been awesome. I've been so happy to be back.
Yeah, it's been good.
And having a conversation.
We're glad to have you back.
I'm glad to be back. I hope we can do it again real soon. And I
sure we
hope
will.
that y'all enjoyed this podcast.
We did.
Please. Oh, I was actually talking to the audience, but I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yep. Listen, guys, don't forget to give us some feedback of how we're doing, some future topics, all those other things that we keep saying over and over. Thank y'all for turning us on, turning us up. Thank you, Sweet Pea Pickle, Pop-Tart, and French Fry for being here and having a conversation.
See y'all.
Bye.
Bye,
Toodles.
guys.